As far as with the roles you've chosen and the things you do, even as a musician, does the name for the band, the Crashdown, obviously play a role in the fact that you love Battlestar so much? I mean, it's probably hard to choose a favorite role because they're all part of you and you become part of them, and they're all like, these roles are your children. But is that one so significant for a reason because of that? I mean,
Battlestar is significant because it taught me all my bad habits. And when I say bad habits, I also mean good habits. Like Battlestar taught me to be ridiculously outspoken, and to take the initiative a lot. Because on Battlestar, those guys ran that show like no other. You got a lot of green screen and stuff, right? And you have a lot of special effects. And for shows like that, it takes a tremendous amount of planning. So what do I get told my first day on set? David Icke says to me, hey, okay, here's how it's going to go. Give us one as written, and then say whatever you want. What? Yeah, ad-lib. Do whatever you want. What are you talking about? That's a suicidal way to run a show, is what I'm thinking. And he goes, no, we hired you because we trust you. If you go too far, the director will pull you back. But we want the performances on the show to be really unpredictable. So he just says, go, give us one as written, and then show us what you think. And so that sort of created in me a sense that actors should really be a little bit more aggressive, and really should bring as many good ideas as they can to the table, and then let someone else sort out which are the ones we're going to keep. So ever since then, I mean, for example, and it's not, some shows they don't like it if you do that. I remember on Smallville, like I was at some event for the show, and one producer comes up to me and goes, hey, you know what, you're doing a great job, just do exactly what you're doing. And then another producer came up right after that and goes, hey, if you could just keep it more to the script, that would be great. So like, no matter who I talked to, it was a different story, and I was like, well, I'll change a few things here and there if I think it really makes something better. And even on my first day, I changed a few lines here and there that in my point of view, like, because they were, these people have been on the show for, I don't know, it was like 7 years, we were in the 8th season, and they were writing things that were a little bit familiar to them. But my character was an outsider, so I'm like, he doesn't know about meteor people, he doesn't know about crypto, he doesn't know about any of this stuff. So I think he would say it like this. I think he would, let's remind the audience that this stuff is weird. This is a strange phenomenon, and not everyone is familiar with it. And they let me get away with it. They were gracious about that. The rule is, as an actor, that if you're ever going to deviate from what someone tells you to do, it has to work. If it doesn't work, you've wasted people's time and money. So you have to be really picky and choosy when you decide to stick your neck out. But Battlestar taught me all that, because we were all going nuts on that set. We were all going crazy and coming up with crazy things to say. I mean, I didn't show up that much in the first season until the end, and most of the things that I said were some modification of an ad-lib or something that they were, again, but they would encourage me to do that. They're like, well, we want that. The discovery of COBOL in the first season originally was very much like, oh, we found a planet. Me and Boomer are in there, and it's got oxygen and water. Cool, awesome. And as it was written, it was like, we found a planet. Cool. And Crashdown was cracking jokes and being kind of snarky, and I was like, no, I think he needs to be mind blown. Because Ron Moore wrote in the series Bible that space is a cold, desolate place with just asteroids and nothing. It's just big, empty. You don't find habitable planets. And so because of that, I ended up just not saying a bunch of lines and just having this moment of, oh, I can't believe this. Look at this. And then going in and then being snarky and this and that, but having a moment of, ah. Yeah. And then when you see the episode, they actually put in the music of, ah, so it was, it's a collaborative process. I'd love to take credit for that, but the fact of the matter is Ron Moore is the guy who came up with this idea that space is cold and empty. And so then when you get there, you go, no, we should go with that. Let's do that. And the directors were very cool with that. And they're like, yeah, I think you're right. Do it that way.